so we can still inform the community, but we'll, you know, we'll be less in a position to make a statement on it if the hearing's already occurred.
Sure. Yeah. Well, the good thing is if the hearing is between now and your next to the next meeting, the community owners and occupants will have notification from the city of that hearing, so they will know about it.
And they'll hear from us too.
Yeah.
So we have more opportunity to go to go
Yeah.
before the city planning. And,
Right.
and
So
if there's a huge amount of interest, we can also call a special meeting.
yeah.
So we've got options there. Okay, great.
Yes, you know, personally, I don't want to, slip it in. I want everybody to be able to have their say on it. So whatever needs to happen, we'll come back and whenever.
Great. Thank you so much, Eric. And,
Yep.
sorry to keep you here so late
No
tonight.
problem. No problem. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Good. All right. Thank you. Okay. Our last couple items is there anything new with respect to the Granada Hills Knollwood Community Plan?
Nothing new yet. We don't have a hearing date yet, so still in limbo. I think the Hollywood plan is still being looked at, the legality of all that, and how that's going to affect the other community plans. That's all we know.
Okay. Any other comment? Okay. Community care facility ordinance.
Community care facility ordinance right now is undergoing a fact-finding mission. There's probably not going to be a hearing until June because Mitch right now is involved with the budget process. So I testified at the last hearing in April, and right now they're looking at what other cities are doing and the some of the discriminatory process that's involved, boarding house issues, and what other cities have done, and the legal process involved there. So that's in limbo as well.
Okay. Any questions, comments, or? All right, we'll move on to Chloe. Anybody have any remarks in closing?
Yeah, one thing that's brought up, I'll bring this up, is basically sort of like a bylaws thing with the new area of the, what's that area, the
New Granada Hills?
yeah, the new area of Granada Hills from northeast west, or
It's,
North Hills
yeah,
West.
it is
North Hills West. North Hills West.
from Lassen to Devonshire,
yeah.
from Balboa to the 405.
Right. Well, as it turns out, actually Granada Hills South goes all the way to Sepulveda. I don't know why.
Well, wait, no. Granada Hills goes all the way to Sepulveda.
Granada Hills goes all the way to Sepulveda. For some reason, we've dropped a couple of blocks from our area, but I don't know why. But also, I talked to. I got an email.
Jim did it.
Oh, you did it? Your fault? Okay. But anyway, I emailed the president, and they seem to indicate that it has not been finalized yet. Also,
President of North Hills West.
President of North Hills West. Also, they have another problem, is that they recently had their elections, and they have members who are now living in that area. That new area that is petitioned to be part of Granada Hills South, and so they're trying to get that together themselves, but there has not been a finalization of that process as of yet. I am still looking into it. The only reason I bring it up at the planning and land use is because it will become part of the planning and land use process moving forward if that community is put in the South Council District. Right now, there is no definitive answer as to when that process will end and if those residents will become part of the South Council.
Okay. Any other?
I have a question on that. Can I ask a question? Yeah, there's one thing of them to become part of the Granada Hills zip code and Granada Hills that. If they're planning to become a part of Granada Hills South Council, that's like 5,000 or 6,000 people we have that are more. Do we have that compensation for done so we can outreach to them?
You've got to be kidding.
Well,
Everybody
I
gets the same.
I understand.
I'm not kidding.
I understand what you're saying, but again, until we have a finalization from Dunn, that this process is done with, they finalized it, jumping ahead and saying, well, will we get additional funds to cover this additional area? I'm not sure that will happen, because right now, all neighborhood councils get the same funding, which is $37,000, and that hasn't changed.
I mean, does everybody want, do we really want them as part of us?
Well, they claim that they were hijacked in a way of speaking. That's what the way say they did. Their members petitioned to be moved back to Granada Hills South. When they created North Hills West, they just automatically said this area here, and people turned around and said, what are you talking about? I thought I'm in Granada Hills. And in fact, they were part of Granada Hills. But when they created North Hills West, they just took that, and those residents came to us, and they went to Dunn in the city and said, we want to be back in Granada Hills again. And so if they're allowed to come back into Granada Hills, it's out of our hands. Actually, we're just waiting for Dunn and that process to be finalized before we can move forward with anything. We've just said it's fine with us if it's fine with North Hills. North Hills said it was fine with them. We said it was fine with us. The petition went through. We're waiting for the final word on that.
Okay, if I can interject, this is a discussion better had at the board meeting.
At the board meeting, I'm just giving you guys a heads up, because if it does happen, that area will be included in planning and land use issues.
Okay, Maria?
Yeah, just one more thing. Plum report, as of 429 City Plum, Raymond Chan has now become the permanent general manager for building and safety. That was a brand new decision he just made. He was the interim manager, now he is the permanent
What's
general
his name
manager.
again?
Raymond Chan.
Raymond.
Surprise, I just
Wait a minute.
I came by that by accident.
Yeah,
But
first
I
time I've
thought-
heard that name.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
wonderful.
I think
Okay.
I've met this gentleman. I think he did my house when I asked for an extension. Yeah, he did.
Good, you can be our liaison to building and safety.
Yeah,
I say
Okay.
something real quick
I,
before we adjourn.
what?
It's good if we keep in check with Granada Hills North. I'll send you some information, but they have one guy that lives near the freeway. He wants to divide his lot to a substandard lot and build two houses, or build one house there. There's one house already. It's like a
is this in the South
35
Council or North
It's in
Council?
the North Council, but it's still part of Granada Hills, okay?
He wants to subdivide a lot for, what?
No, he has a 10,000 square foot lot.
Okay.
One house and a remnant. I'll send it to you.
Yeah, let me, again, we gotta discuss that as an agendized item next month, but thank you for the heads up. I have one quick comment, and that is thank you everybody for sticking it out today, and this has been a long meeting, and I really appreciate it, and welcome to our new session of the Granada Hills South Council.